Great. Awesome. 67. Ready?
Yes. Oh, God. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep. I heard some crashing noise. Are you okay?
Yes. I think I am.
Okay. Is your pride hurt?
Yes. Kind of.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the 67th episode of Downtime Podcast with Jeremy and Alyssa. Alyssa, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I have a glass of wine with me right now.
Oh my God.
And this is going to be a good podcast.
Damn, this is the part where I break out my whiskey, but I don't have any with me right now.
Do you have a beer on you right now?
I'm in my room.
Or like...
It's far away. No, it's too late for that. We're here now.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
No, I don't want to go out there. I don't want to go out there and get it and come back. That seems rude. I don't want to.
That's what.
Stop the podcast just for that.
That's what filler music is for, Jeremy. No, really though.
Okay. Can you vamp for like a few seconds?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. Right back.
So while I'm talking, I'm going to include some background audio just to make things interesting and make things fun. So here is my terrible ASMR for the day. The reason I'm drinking this glass of wine is you viewers and Jeremy are going to find out how Gamefly screwed me over once again. But we're going to save that story for last. And it was just one of those days where I had to get whatever red wine was at the house. I don't even know what I'm drinking right now. Wine is wine to me. It was only recently that I started smelling wine. Like, you know how when you drink wine, you waft it and then you smell some random shit like tree bark or fruit or dirt? Well, wine is wine to me, and it is a means of relaxing and getting inebriated, and
it's poison in small doses.
It's poison in small doses.
So I don't have any beer, but I found alcoholic strawberry rhubarb.
Wait a minute, that is like not your father's rhubarb pie, right?
Yeah, it's like not your mom's strawberry rhubarb.
That brand is delicious.
It's so good.
My favorite. It's so good. My favorite one is Not Your Father's Root Beer. It's a classic, but it's just great and delicious. And
hell yeah, dude. Oh, there's a lot of people don't like root beer, I would say. I mean, the people that I've met don't really like root beer. I'm like, root beer is my favorite soda.
Root beer and Dr. Pepper and sodas that taste more on that end are kind of I like them. I'm just not in the mood for them all the time.
I'm the opposite. I'm in the mood for them anytime.
And here we are with rhubarb pie.
Yep.
And not root beer.
And it's got a 5.9% alcohol.
I don't know what the alcohol content of this wine is. It's probably like tastes like 4. I don't think think it's that.
At that point it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It doesn't matter. If it's not on the bottle, who cares?
It's never on the bottle if you think about it for wine. There's never alcohol content.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True. Oh, I got my blood taken from me on Monday.
You donated blood or you went to a doctor's appointment?
Let me retract. It was blood for my doctor to just do blood tests. But so here's what happened. Last week my doctor gives me a note saying, "Hey, you should do this blood test because, we want to do these tests on you and make sure that you're healthy as part of our standard procedure." I was like, "Yes, of course. I've done this before." So I go to the blood test lab, and I hand the guy my doctor's form, and he's like, "Okay, there's quite a few tests on here that your doctor wants to perform on you." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." So I signed the papers. He leaves. He comes back. He's wearing gloves. I'm like, "Okay, this is normal." He pulls out the drawer. In the drawer, there's the needles, there's the vials, and I'm like, okay, seen this before. He reaches to grab the vials. but he grabs a handful, like
Oh, it's one of those.
and that's when I knew that I'm getting hella blood drawn from me.
Yeah.
So he stuck the needle in. He's like, "You ready?" I'm like, "You already stuck the needle in. I could be no more ready than this." He plugs one vial in, takes it out, another vial in. The blood's squirting out into the vial. He takes
Every
it out.
time you say
He did it
violin,
6
it
times.
sounds like violin, the instrument.
I know, I know, right? But he did it 6 times. So
Okay, that
yeah,
you could do tons of things with that. You could find out if you have like diseases. You could probably donate blood at that point, and wow.
yeah, quite a few blood vials were taken from me.
So I hate real life blood. I can't stand real life blood. Like when I injure myself, I'm even freaked out, and I freak out, and other people have to help me put on a Band-Aid a lot of the times.
Do you faint from seeing your own blood?
I'm very queasy, but I have never actually fainted yet, and probably won't.
See, I'm like the opposite. I was staring at the guy drawing blood from me the whole time. Like I couldn't take my eyes off of it. One, because I was so not amused. I was like interested in what he was doing to my arm, because he stuck it into a vein, and every time he plugged a vial in, it would like spurt blood into the vial, and I was like, "Whoa, this is really interesting." I didn't faint from it. I didn't feel weird after. I just felt normal, but I was hungry because I had to fast the day before. So I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go eat something now." But throughout the whole process, I was like, "This is good." Like I knew for a fact that I wouldn't faint from seeing it, but I wanted to test myself once again.
When I have that happen, I can't look at the process. I usually close my eyes.
Yeah.
It freaks me out too much.
I guess I'm the type of person that if I were to die, I would see how I would die. You know? Like that's how I feel. Like if I want to die, I want to know how I died.
I'm sure you can find out a fortune or prophecy for that.
It'll say, "Do or do not, there is no try," if I go to get a fortune cookie. Just quoting Yoda.
It's like you go to heaven and God asks you, "Hey, yo, Jeremy, you want to see how you died?" "Yeah, bruh."
Show me that instant replay.
I can't do that.
He plugs in like a gaming capture card. He like shows me. I'm like, perfect.
Like, that's exactly what I wanted.
And he turns to me, he's like, "It's 4K. I'll be like, "Hell yeah, dude."
It's 4.
I'll be like, "Yeah."
Hey.
Yeah.
That's freaking hilarious.
Oh man. So yeah, that was the biggest thing that happened to me on Monday.
Nice.
But other than that, my week has been pretty okay, I'd say. I got some gaming time in. You know, I've done some house chores. I cleaned my room. Typical stuff. What about you? How's your week so far?
The week has been pretty all right. A lot of things happened today that were kind of annoying and unfortunate. And for one, this microphone cord, I don't know if it will go out eventually, but my microphone's been having issues again, so hopefully this audio sounds good. But then also, I've my headphones, like my PlayStation headphones, only one of the ears is working now.
What?
Yeah, and that sucks. So I know, and to be honest, I wasn't even like, it was just on the side of my desk. I went to work one time, I put them on, and only one ear worked. I changed the aux cord, I changed all these different things. They are broken. So you're only going through my left ear right now.
That's fine. I mean, you can still hear me, right?
And I guess going into gaming, I'll talk about Monster Hunter World, which was my latest subscription game from Gamefly.
Ah,
yes,
the Odyssey.
To talk
of
a little
Gamefly.
bit of the mechanics of Monster Hunter World. In a previous podcast, I have played the demo before, and I've seen a lot of videos. I really enjoyed the demo, and now I'm playing it. And I got up pretty much until the Puke Puke is a name of a monster in the game. And it's like one of like the 6th or 5th monsters that you defeat. And I'm getting into my groove now. The game was very difficult. I realized after talking with Kevin that there's a lot of things that I missed. And there's a lot of things that are missable in this game that you need to watch walkthroughs or consult with someone whether or not you actually did it or you're playing correctly. For example, I really like the insect glaive. It's just a pretty looking weapon. I care about those things sometimes. And 2, it's just it's like almost a staff, but not really, but it's just like convenient. It's just one stick and it's easy to fight with and it's light. And I'm one of those fighters. I use a long sword if necessary, but it's just easier to use dual swords or glaive. And I found out that apparently there's more moves that are not shown on the game itself. And you have to watch a YouTube video or something or look it up. It almost feels like Prima guides where, oh, I didn't know this can do that until you look up a guide for it. I know.
Gods.
But it is a great game. In fact, it is a fucking like once I started getting the hang of it, oh my god, I'm scared. Like that's a game you don't want to be addicted to. I do like it so far.
But you like it so far.
If finishing the game is 200 hours, that's a game that's like I need to be careful being addicted to that. But it doesn't matter.
Oh boy.
You know why? Because my disc is broken now.
Wait, what? How?
I don't know. You know, Jeremy, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that the disc completely stopped working after, like, or somewhere around Puke Puke. In fact, it stopped working 2 hours ago. And I was looking at the disc. I reinstalled it. It didn't even have that many scratches on it, to be honest. Like, it had as much scratches as any other disc CD would have. You know what I mean? Yeah. And yet, it is not working. I also turned on and turned off and turned back on my PS4. Still not working. So yeah, this game's not working anymore.
Oh no. Can you tell Gamefly? Can you get another disc?
That is what I need to do. I need to Google Gamefly and figure out what the process is. I'm not sure. I'd have to get a new disc because this is totally dumb.
Reach out to their support. I'm sure they have a support team you can email.
Yeah, so I'll probably reach out and get a new replacement disc because otherwise I will buy the game.
Yeah, considering your previous option when you bought Detroit, I mean, at this point, yeah.
So
you tried it, right? So buy
I know.
it.
So I'll probably buy a digital copy for it sometime soon. But yeah, Gamefly. Third strike.
Damn Gamefly. Stop fucking up.
I know. The interesting thing about Gamefly, and I told you this before, but if you like the game, you can just buy it and just purchase the game, and it'll be charged to your account, and you can keep the disc. But, you know, I can't keep the disc. It's broken.
Right.
And that's about it.
Well, I mean, you're having a good experience so far with the game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Right. In my news, I've been playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS.
Nice.
Why? I mean, more so because...
Wait, what? I would never question Animal Crossing. There's nothing wrong with
Animal Crossing. Of course, no, yeah. I gotta fill the gap before Kiwami 2, like I said before. You know, I kind of got bored of Rising Storm 2. It was the same thing over and over again, and I need some variety, so I wanted something that was easily playable, but also, not too intense. It's a great single-player experience, so Animal Crossing definitely helps fill any gap between video games, or even the video game. If you just want to play Animal Crossing, go ahead and do it. I'm still patiently waiting for the Switch version, because that's the one that I cannot wait to play.
Patiently
But
waiting.
for now, yes, but for now the 3DS version will have to do. It's still a solid game. Even if they ported the 3DS version over to the Switch, I would not complain because the 3DS version is probably the most complete and best Animal Crossing I've ever played so far. But yeah, no, I just wanted to play it because it's relaxing, you know? It's playing video games overall is a great way to de-stress, but there's some video games, like I would say Harvest Moon, Minecraft, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing. Those are the lifestyle games that really, you know, put you at ease because you can organize things, you can basically do whatever you want in a safe environment. Nothing bad's going to happen to you. So, yeah, no, I've just been playing.
Yeah.
And Yakuza Kiwami 2 is coming out this week and next week for some people. So I know, Alyssa, you'll be playing that this coming Friday since you bought the digital version. I myself bought the physical Steelbook Edition version as I have with Yakuza Kiwami 1. And I'll be playing that next Tuesday when it comes to my house. And I will be recording some gameplay videos and doing stuff like that. So look out for that next week.
So we're recording this and a lot of the reviews just came out. And everyone is has reviewed it very positively. I think it's getting better reviews than Yakuza 0.
Wow, that's a bold statement, but I could see why because of, you know, the engine. Maybe the story's better, but Makoto Makimura, I can't wait to play.
I know she comes back. Like,
that's the part I'm looking forward to the most. Like, oh my god.
Everything I've read points to they enhanced Kiwami 2 in such a good way.
I'm going crazy. I want to play it so badly.
It's good shit, man. It's good shit.
Oh my god. It's a great series overall, and I'm so in love with the series.
I know. I'm excited. I'm very a few of our viewers on Discord, such as Hooded Dude, they already got their copies, and man, like I'm so jealous that they're playing.
Yeah, shout out to Hooded Dude, first of all. Second of all, yeah, dude, play the shit out of that game.
I know.
This goes without saying, but, you know, we always say it. Please play the Yakuza series starting with 0. It's a great franchise, great storyline, great characters. Everything about it is overall fantastic. It's a great single player experience. Check it out. I mean, it's on PC now for $20. You can't really beat that price.
I know.
For a game that will give you like over 200 hours.
I'm ready. I'm ready for some Majima story time. I'm ready to rent. Jeremy, I'm ready to fucking run a cabaret club. So.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes. Like, hell yeah.
It's one thing to be a part of the cabaret club and visit it, and it's another thing to run that shit. And
hell yeah,
that is a whole different ball game.
Make that
I
bank.
know, basically.
I'm excited for Kiri's love story.
Exactly.
That's gonna be
fun. And Ryuji, the name of this year's antagonist.
Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be
good.
But yeah, we're both really looking forward to Yakuza Kiwami 2. Shout out to the people on the Discord for keeping it down. Again, please join our Discord. We're all chatting up there. We're all talking. So yeah, join the Discord. See what's up. Talk about games with us. Talk about games with us in real time. How about that?
That's very true. Like, we have a listener question coming up at the end of the podcast, but we do respond like within 24 hours or so. If you have questions,
you can ask us direct. Yeah, no, totally. Aside from our email, you can ask us direct live questions on our.
In terms of other games that I'm playing, I started the Valkyria Chronicles 4 demo yesterday. I played the demo. It's pretty packed. There's a lot of content in the demo. There's 2 battles, I think, that you can play through so far. And I'm on chapter 1. And this is one of those demos where when you get the full game, it'll start where you ended.
Oh, wow. So just like Yakuza.
Like Yakuza, like
6.
Yakuza 6. In fact, I think Valkyria Chronicles is published by Sega.
Yes, it is. That's correct. It is.
Yeah. So pretty much the same concept. Valkyria Chronicles was a it's it's not necessarily a long game, but the tactical battles can take a while. And in tutorial mode, the prologue, and in chapter 1, those battles took a very long time for me to figure out, but also because it's been a while since I played Valkyria Chronicles 1, and then I didn't play 2 or 3, and now I'm coming back with 4, that it was just really difficult to back into the game because I don't think that way. I haven't thought about that way in a while because I've only been playing role-playing games mostly. So now thinking of proper strategy, but like it took a while, but by the end of chapter 1, I felt pretty confident in what I was supposed to do.
Nice.
A few significant changes that I noticed, although I don't remember the first game too well, what is your reserves, and at a time on the battlefield, at least in the demo, you can have up to 10 people. But you start off with 6 people. And eventually you can have up to 10 because you can bring your reserves to your base camp, to your camps, as you're infiltrating like a castle or infiltrating your enemy base. And I like that because pretty much you can move your players from camp to camp. So similar to like a capture the flag style, you have multiple bases on your battleground, and you have enemy bases that you can take over and put your flag, and that becomes your base. Anything that's your base, you can move your characters from place to place instead of using a round to move the characters, because if I recall correctly with Valkyria Chronicles 1, the biggest thing is that each player, depending on their position, can only take a few amount of steps.
Oh, I see.
But now with this retreat system and this base camp system where you can pretty much transport and call all your players from base to base as long as you infiltrate other camps. So it's very useful. A few frustrations that I hope was only with the demo is that you can pull up your map and you can choose different players at a time for your actions. So for people who don't know how the Valkyria Chronicles work, is you basically have about like 6 actions before the enemy goes, and so then the enemy has 6 actions, and then you go back and forth.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And then as you kill more enemies and kill more of their commanders and leaders, you can get more actions per turn. So it's like, for example, if I kill one person, then the enemy's actions will go to 5, and then mine will go to 7 if I killed their leader.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So the frustrating thing about that is, for some reason, it is so hard to choose the dot that you want. So pretty much, I don't know what the hell they did, but they chose such a small area. So each player is represented by a circle on the map. And they literally just chose like 10% of the top left corner that is actually clickable.
Oh, what?
Like, does that make sense? Like, the clicking, like the hotspot area is not the whole entire circle. It's
yeah.
I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That's so frustrating.
I was like, that's why I was saying, I hope it's a demo thing, because how would they even let that happen?
I mean, I'm sure they're going to patch it if you buy the whole game. I mean, they have to. That's messed up.
Yeah, they have to. It was really dumb. I couldn't understand why. Like, I'm freaking out over this, but if you have to do 20 rounds of battle in one chapter, this gets annoying if you just want things to go by quickly. So,
yeah, totally.
Aside from that, another thing that was frustrating is that the background music was louder than the vocals, and there were points where the vocals I couldn't hear them at all. It was just drowned by really loud background. And I was like, and sound effects. I was like, this is so weird. Like, why is the narration and why are the characters basically mumbling? Like, why? And I checked the options and I was like, why is, like, everything looks normal? Why is it so soft?
Yeah.
But the plot twist in all of this, Jeremy,
Mm-hmm.
is it turns out that my soundbar is not working properly.
Oh my god. Your bad luck goes even further. Wow.
So the plot twist in all of this is that my audio was just flat out not even working at all. And then I had to plug my headphones into the controller because it was only extrapolating the background. And which, by the way, the music soundtrack is wonderful, very typical JRPG, but it's just upbeat. It's exactly what you expect, but still, like, what the fuck?
Well, now you know. Right?
Yeah, I guess so. You know. Now I know.
So, were you playing on? You're playing on PS4,
yes, the
right?
demo.
Because you said click. You mentioned click, so I thought you were playing on PC.
Oh, sorry. But
no, it's okay.
Basically press the button.
Yeah, no, I know. I say click for pressing the button on my phone too. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, it was so stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Well,
then I realized
yeah.
that, wow, this entire thing has been dubbed the entire time. It just turns out that my audio wasn't working.
Oh my god. Well, are you going to buy the whole game?
Yes, I actually already have it pre-ordered. It comes out at the end of September, which is perfect because that's when I anticipate being done with Yakuza.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. You think you're going to finish Yakuza in a month?
If it's the same as Kiwami, which Kiwami was like 20 hours shorter than Zero, I think so. Potentially.
Okay. Because, as you know, I'm the kind of person that likes to take my time with a story because they get distracted
It's
easily.
true.
So
I do
try...
think we finished Kiwami in a shorter amount of time, though.
We did. No, absolutely. There was a lot less content in Kiwami than Zero because, Kiwami's a cheaper price, but also kind of a rehash of Zero. So they didn't have a lot to update since it was pretty much the same assets, which is fine. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It was a $30 game as opposed to a $60 one.
Yeah.
It made sense. It made sense that they would cut the price in half for half the content.
Pretty much.
That being said, Yakuza Kiwami 2 seems like it has a lot more than Kiwami 1, which is, I'm not going to complain about
It's
that.
true, and you have a whole entirely added storyline.
I think that Kiwami 2 will shape up to be a more complete game, per se, as opposed to Kiwami 1.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Which I'm totally fine with. So,
and we get to see our boy Daigo Dojima in a white puffy marshmallow jacket.
Early 2000s vibe,
and that's all I want. That's all I want in my life.
I want him, and I want him dancing to Europop because that's what was popular back then. Like the hamster dance, anything from DDR.
The blue song.
Oh God.
You know what it is.
Oh Jesus, I remember that.
The last game that I want to talk about is that I finished my first playthrough of Detroit. And it was such an emotional roller coaster. I loved it. I absolutely loved the game. It is one of the best stories on PS4, I think, that I've played through. And I'm very impressed in general because after finishing my first playthrough and I looked up the tree of all the possible endings that you can get, there is so much more cross-chapter decisions than in Heavy Rain. They basically like 10-folded their Heavy Rain series in terms of choices. Awesome. And it's so crazy because there's things as simple as like for example, there was a situation where you're either going to go, you're in like a room and it asks you whether or not you go into the kitchen or go into the rooftop. And my thinking was, oh, you know what? Go into the kitchen first, because then I'm assuming that to get the 100%, you have to go to the rooftop last and go to all those different places. Like if you go to the rooftop first, then that's where the main suspect is.
Wow.
It turns out though that was a legit choice. Like you could only go to the kitchen or only go to the roof. And it completely affected the storyline, because I was like, holy crap. Because my thinking was, let's go to the kitchen first and then go to the rooftop last. Do it floor by floor. And then by doing that, it changed the outcome of what would have happened on the roof, which actually benefited another character, which actually like saved the character in the end. It was crazy. Like the fact that I did this chain like set off another chain for another character. And I was so impressed by that when I looked at the tree. So impressed. By far, my favorite storyline is the detective cop, Connor. That was definitely the most fleshed, I'd say, not necessarily say it's the most fleshed out storyline, but it was the least, as I predicted, it was the least predictable storyline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in a really good way though. And so what ends up happening with him is he is partnered with a human cop, and as you can probably guess, that changes throughout the storyline. I really, really love it. I'm gonna 100% it because I do want to see all the choices.
And I'm probably gonna pick it up too at some point, maybe like Black Friday.
I'm telling you, like, if you want to save money, I would wait for this game to at least reach $20. It's such a solid game to play. Solid,
yeah. Definitely.
Man, so looking at my ending, I think, depending on how you interpret it, I'd say I got a pretty good ending. But granted, I'm OCD as fuck. So I was not gonna let anything slip the cracks. It was so funny though. Like, I noticed myself towards the final chapters of the game stressing, like, I was already stressed out playing the game, but like, it will literally ask me like, do you want to go through the door or not? Yes, no. And I had to pause the game, and I would just like be like, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go through the door? Am I not gonna go through the door?
Yeah.
And then, especially in the last 3 chapters, I basically paused every other freaking choice because I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I was freaking out so much because I was worried about people dying, but I am very satisfied with the ending that I got. Although one character, and I'm not going to say whether it's a main or a side character, but a character that I really liked did die though. And I was really upset in particular when this character died. I was so upset because I was like, damn it, I should have taken the bus. I should have taken the bus and I should have done this other thing, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a wonderful game. And one other thing that I wanted to talk about is that it is actually a much more political game than I was expecting. And a political, like, obviously, like, building robots, you can interpret that as political, but they paralleled androids and acceptance in society with the Civil War. Like, the actual U.S. Civil War. They completely paralleled it. And I was shocked. Like, when it clicked, I was shocked. Like, I didn't realize that they were going to do that, obviously. But because I am a American, it resonated with me a lot more. If someone who did not know about the U.S. Civil War playing this, I don't know, like, you would still be moved by the storyline, but I wouldn't necessarily know if you would have completely understood, like, some of the actions that were taken in the game.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting to see that, and I liked it. I don't mind if games want to teach a lesson, or, like, developers want to teach a lesson. I mean, like, Wolfenstein wants you to kill Nazis, so...
Might as well do it.
Might as well do it. So, yeah. 100%, like, Detroit is definitely one of my favorite games that I played this year.
I definitely want to check it out.
Yes. And that is all. That's actually everything I played. That's it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Because everything started breaking as of today. So,
oh, right.
So there's nothing else to play.
Well, that's a good excuse now.
True that. I mean, and then I am basically in the gold league for Superstar BTS, but that's another can of worms that I don't want to go into because I'm upset I'm upset because of pay to play players.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you.
Yeah, it's just I'm so mad because they just like I'm realizing that they get so many benefits that I don't because I'm free to play. Ugh.
Okay,
but
we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what you're talking about, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, you did talk about it. Never mind. You did talk about it.
No, it's just the fact that like pay to play players when there's different weekly promotions, it benefits them a lot more because obviously the company's trying to make money.
Yep.
It just kind of sucks.
If only those things were cosmetic. Oh well.
True that.
So I wanted to talk about a YouTuber that I've been watching recently that I found very funny and entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Nakey Jakey on YouTube?
You know, the name sounds very familiar, but I've never looked into it.
He's this guy that sits on a yoga ball and talks about video games, but not like the ranty, like cringy kind of way.
Yeah.
He does like really insightful, thoughtful, funny, like video essays about video games. Like he does things that people probably don't even think about or talk about in the video game space. Like he does 2 videos on like the best moms and the best dads in video games.
Oh, wow.
And they're really funny. Yeah, they're really funny. Like you don't think about that when you're playing a game. Like for example, he brought up the fact that, Kratos is a dad in the newest one. And I was like, yeah, that's right. He's a dad. And he was bringing up the fact that, Kratos' contrast between being a father and, his earlier character in the previous game. So I thought it was interesting how he brings up these issues, not really issues, he brings up these details about video games that not everyone talks about. But of course, he talks about things that other YouTubers have talked about, like music, but also like the action genre, platformers, Mario, all these things. But I highly recommend him to you, Alyssa, because I think he's really funny.
I was talking to someone about Kratos being a dad recently because there was a sale for God of War, and I was telling them that it, like we had this conversation before. It's not the same game that was on PS3 or PS2, and they were talking about how we need a lot more games like that, where not necessarily you have a parent, but just a mentor or some sort of guidance along the way, because it creates a lot of different relatable aspects.
Yeah,
to the storyline.
Totally.
But that's cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's definitely like I think he definitely has a lot to say, a lot of insightful things to say, a lot of smart and witty things to say. He's really funny. I think you should give him a listen. And whoever else is listening to this podcast, he deserves a lot more subscribers than he already has. That's how I feel, because just his content is really funny and unique. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
definitely check him out.
A guy who reviews games and talks about games and strengthens their core at the same time, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, maybe we can get him on the podcast.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, I'm all for health and I'm all for gaming, so, which is such a weird combo.
Listen, if we fit can do it, so can you.
Yes, definitely.
As I'm drinking this drink.
Oh yeah, so I'm drinking grapes and all its sugary goodness.
So in a quick bit of gaming news, I don't know if you saw, but Cyberpunk 2077 released some new gaming screenshots.
You're talking about Gamescom, right? The one that happened in Germany recently?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. They released new screenshots from the engine, and it looks beautiful. Like,
yes.
It's mostly people pointing guns at each other and at you. So there's not really much to say about it, except for the backgrounds look really nice. Just for those that don't know, I mentioned this before, Cyberpunk 2077 is an upcoming game from CD Projekt Red, who made The Witcher. They're making this new cyberpunk game set in the future. Some new city in California. I forget the name of the city. Midnight City, something like that. That's it's set in California. It's this large, sprawling, open world city. The whole game is open world. It's all played from a first person perspective. I forgot what kind of character you are. I forgot his name too. But the entire game is based off of this board game. I wouldn't say the game is based off of the board game directly. I would say the game is based off of the concept from the same board game of the same name.
Yes.
But the screenshots look really cool. The characters look really interesting. They all have like robotic prosthetic things like legs and fingers and arms. Some guys have like implants in their face, like covering their eyes. Like those are their eyes now. Like it's really interesting. Like the game looks really cool, and I definitely want to check it out. I definitely will probably buy it day one because I'm a sucker for those kind of games.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I've seen those pictures and they look really nice. Technically for this year's E3, in my opinion, Cyberpunk was one of the, if not like one of the most important things that came out during this year's. Mm-hmm. But I'm very excited for it. By the way, the main character's name is V.
Oh, V. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Speaking of Gamescom, are you aware that Shenmue has a release date?
3.
Yes, Shenmue 3.
Wait, really? When?
August 27, 2019.
Wow, finally.
It is the official release date.
So, I'm thinking about picking up Shenmue 1 and 2 on PS4.
It just came out, right?
I think so, or it's about to come out.
Yeah.
I think it came out. So, the reason I want to buy it is because, Yakuza, the whole series is inspired by the Shenmue series, which is also a Sega property, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Shenmue has the same eyebrows as Kiryu, basically. It's
true.
I know. Those brows don't lie.
Yeah, no, so I think I'm going to pick that up soon.
I might even be interested in playing it now.
Yeah.
Because you've talked about Shenmue before, and Shenmue seems to be a cult classic type of game.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, I wasn't really aware of it until this is really bad. So I have a Dreamcast, and Shenmue came out originally on the Dreamcast, but that's not one of the games I originally bought for the Dreamcast.
That's not bad though.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. When I first brought my Dreamcast over to my college apartment, my two roommates, they told me about burning games onto CDs and making those into actual Dreamcast games.
Oh,
which is one of the reasons,
got it.
Which is one of the reasons why the Dreamcast failed, is because there were so many people pirating games by literally getting ROMs, physically burning them onto CDs, popping it in the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast will play it without any special software or any special, physical hacking to the system.
Yeah.
So one of my roommates at the time, he was like, "Have you heard of Shenmue?" I was like, "I don't know what that is. Is that like a shooter game?" He's like, "No, it's an action adventure 3D game." I was like, "Okay." So he burned it onto the CD and he popped it in the Dreamcast and he started playing it. I was like, "This is kind of weird." And like he was walking around as the main character, and just like asking people questions and like doing things in your daily life. And I was like, "Okay, why is this really interesting to you?" And then he's like, "Well, it's the 1980s. In Japan, get to hang out with people." I'm like, this sounds like the most boring shit ever. While I was like playing Animal Crossing, which to some people is considered boring, which is essentially the same thing that I mentioned to him about playing Shenmue.
Yeah.
But little did I know that I would be obsessed with a series that was similar in the same vein to Shenmue. So karma ate my ass.
The more I look into Shenmue, the more I realize how many people really like that game.
Oh yeah, no. When they announced that 3 was coming out, like people lost their minds at E3. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, you guys love Shenmue.
definitely.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, people. Nothing wrong with
Nothing
that.
wrong with that.
Yeah, I might stop by GameStop tomorrow. I'm thinking about it.
Think about it. You got exactly 1 year and 6 days. 4 days. 1 year and 4 days to get it.
Yeah. It came out on the 21st of this month.
Yeah.
So 2 days ago.
Yes.
And by thinking about it, I mean, like, I don't know if I should buy it online or if I should buy it in the store.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'll be taxed. But in one instance, I can get it, sooner.
It's true.
So I might stop by after work or before work tomorrow to pick it up.
Totally.
Why not, All right, I'm going to buy it tomorrow.
You know what? Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
You know what? This strawberry rhubarb is so good, it's making me buy games so fast. It's not good.
I know. By the time this podcast ends, it's going to be like, all right, it's shipping from Amazon in 2 days. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm going to GameStop tomorrow.
Hey.
Might as well. It's only $30. The game is really cheap because it comes with the 1 and 2.
Yes, exactly. 2 games for 1.
Totally.
One thing from Gamescom that came out that I care about, probably more than you do, Jeremy, is there's just more news about Soul Calibur, and they confirmed a character. They've actually, I feel like this entire past 2 months, they've been confirming which characters are going to appear on Soul Calibur 6.
Which character?
Well, for one, Talim, the Eskrima girl, like the Filipino one, is going to be in Soul Calibur 6.
What? Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
She's actually one of the first characters they revealed.
Nice.
And then obviously Mitsurugi, because if you don't have Mitsurugi, everyone's going to get upset.
It's not Soul Calibur if there's no Mitsurugi.
Yeah, basically. And then a few weeks ago, they revealed Azeroth and Sungmina was going to be on it. And today, or at least yesterday at Gamescom, they revealed Tira, the clown, is going to be, or the jester is going to be in Soul Calibur 6. But she's only going to be in Soul Calibur 6 as DLC.
Oh, okay.
Also, Taki, because you need your ninja with big boobs on that.
Not gonna deny that.
Oh my
Just
god!
kidding.
Sorry, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
There's a person with huge boobs in Valkyria Chronicles 4.
Is her name Mayu Cosetta? Just kidding.
Oh my god. But
shout out to Terrasoft fans.
the answer is no though. But
okay.
Holy crap, they are freaky. They came on screen and I was like, what the heck? Everyone, I mean, let's face it, JRPGs, I get it. I play JRPGs all the time. They have huge boobs. But this was taking up half the screen in the cutscene.
In your face boobs?
Yeah, they're totally in your face boobs.
See, that's annoying because it's distracting.
The thing is that she's not even showing skin. It's just straight up in the uniform she's wearing, she just has big boobs. So
that's not fun.
Yeah. What do you mean that's not fun?
I don't want to stare at that. I want to play the game, There's a time for that and there's a time for playing the game.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I want to. If you're playing a match, it's a fighting game. You want to win, right? You don't want to be oh, this is great,
I know.
So, you gotta have priorities,
I know. And then you have Kai in the corner. She's just living her life as an assassin who covers up and does not have big boobs, but she's confident in herself. Yeah.
True woman, right there.
True woman.
Respect.
Yes, respect.
or respect.
But anyways, what were we talking about before?
I don't know.
Okay, that's it. Yay!
We're not done yet.
Well, I'm done talking about boobs. That's all that matters.
Oh. What if I want to talk about more? Just kidding.
Oh, lods. Oh, one more. Devil May Cry 5, for anyone who plays that, is coming out on March 8th, 2019.
Devil May Cry 5.
You know, I've only played the third one. I like the third one a lot. The third one's great. I like that one a lot, but I have not played any other one.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I've never played any of them, so...
Yeah.
You know?
It's all good, though.
Yeah. It's all good in the hood, Elisa.
Yep. And that's it. That's all the news that I have about Gamescom.
That's all I want to talk about as well from my end regarding that.
Okay, cool.
Maybe we can move on to the question that we have. Is there more than one question that we have this week?
I don't think so. Not this week.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and read it? Do you have it up?
No, I don't have it out.
Okay, I have it up. All right. So this question is from... Question/comment is from... I'm going to butcher your name, and I'm so sorry. Go Anik Go? Or is it Go Anik Go? Whatever it is, you can correct us later. I'm sorry. I'll say Anik for the time being. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So Anik says, and thank you for submitting your question, Anik. Their comment and questions are, Downtime Podcast. My name is Anik, and I'm from the Bay Area too. Hey, shout out. I discovered the podcast, and I downloaded almost all the episodes and skimmed through them. I hope this show blows up because you guys deserve it. Thanks. All your guests are fun too. Please don't stop and keep going for all of us. Aw, that's nice. Thank
It is
you.
a very sweet comment.
I know, it makes me happy. It warms my heart. So they also say, here's some questions as a new viewer. I hope you answer them. So we'll do one by one and we'll answer one by one. Okay, Lisa?
Okay.
All right. So they say, question number 1, who is your favorite non-Kiryu, non-Majima character in the Yakuza series? Oh man, that's a hard one. Alisa, do you have an idea?
Okay, so I love my girl Haruka. Haruka like does her thing, being the daughter of the Dragon of Dojima. You know what? I might have to go with Akiyama.
That's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah, Akiyama, especially in 5, is like a fucking badass. Oh.
I need to play 5, but see, my basis is from 6.
Yeah. But I really like his character a lot.
Yeah, so far from what I saw in 6, he seems like he's a solid dude, you know? He's like a G. Like he helps Kiryu
he's a
like
ride
no matter
or die,
what.
Jeremy.
Yeah, that's my kind of dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in a video game, I want to be paired up with that guy.
He is a fucking ride or die.
Totally. So that's why I'm also going to say Akiyama, simply because 6 really impressed me with his abilities and him as a character. So I haven't played 5 yet, but I want to, so I can experience the full Akiyama marvel.
Definitely.
Question number 2. What is a random fact about yourselves that the audience and the other host doesn't know about you yet? That's a hard one, actually. Okay, I have one. I have an ear and a knack for accents. Like, I can mimic an accent almost perfectly if I hear it once. And I like to learn about accents, and I like to do accents because I think it's really interesting and it's funny. And when I tell a story, I like to convey a message using an accent, especially if it's someone that speaks that accent. It's always fun to do that. Not in like a making fun of them sort of way. It's more of like to make the story sound more correct. You know, it's like to enhance it. That's what I wanted to say.
That's
it's
a really
more
cool fact.
Yeah, I know. It's almost like a superpower, but my brother and I have the same talent and we can both do it. So I always thought about becoming a voice actor at some point and contributing my voice and specific accents that I can do perfectly to different characters. But I really don't know how to get into voice acting. And right now I'm like, it's just a faraway dream that maybe I'll do it one day. And if I have time, I'll start doing it. But I would say like accents and listening to accents is something that I can do almost perfectly.
That is so cool.
Thank you.
For me, accents are very difficult to listen to and understand. And
totally.
That's a really useful talent, especially.
Oh yeah, no, it helps when I'm speaking another language. Like when I speak Japanese, everyone says like I sound fluent, which is fine, but in reality, like my Japanese isn't perfect. Like I still struggle with a lot of things when I speak Japanese, but I can mimic Japanese exactly to sound like how it should.
Yeah.
So if I can get away with that, fake it till you make it, right?
Yes, exactly.
So that's totally okay with me. So the accents are pretty big with me.
That's so cool.
Thank you. How about yourself? Did you know that we share the same birthday month?
Hey!
Just kidding.
Hey!
Shout out to February babies.
Shout out. Let's go with this one. You know, when I was in middle school, elementary, and high school, I played the flute for 14 years.
Oh my god, that's insane.
And I was a first chair too, and I even can play the piccolo pretty well.
Wow, that's news to me. That's pretty cool.
Except it's been, I want to say, years since I've played it. Like it's been 2 years since I've played the flute. After I went to college, I kind of dropped it because it's very difficult playing an instrument if you don't have the privacy to do it. Yes. And when I was in college too, I actually was really interested in joining the orchestra. Also a fun fact, what really got me into playing instruments and playing the flute specifically is I really like soundtracks and I like scores a lot. So that's one of the reasons that kept me going was after I learned classical. So how it worked with my previous teacher, his name's Darren. Shout out to Darren. Like really like never gave up with me when I was playing the flute. Aw. But how it works is how it worked for me is that after I mastered all these classical flute pieces, like for example Flight of the Bumblebee is like if you can do Flight of the Bumblebee, you're basically set for life. Yeah. But like after that he was like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, like, you know, like let's have fun for your junior and senior year.
Sure.
So I chose like movie soundtracks and video game soundtracks.
Awesome.
So, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I got into it at first, and also one of the reasons why I'm actually I don't know if people knows, but I love orchestra a lot. It's one of the few like I love listening to it to study, to calm down, to, you know, relax, especially video game soundtracks that use orchestra are amazing.
Nice.
But yeah,
totally.
Yeah, that's my fun fact.
Cool. Wow, thanks for sharing that. That's news to me overall.
Yeah.
So the third question is favorite food?
Calamari.
Right now, off the tip of my tongue, I'm gonna say pork katsu Japanese curry.
That is a solid one.
Yes. The fourth question is, would you ever get an Xbox? My answer is yes, I would get an Xbox simply because of Halo. I love Halo as a game. I own the second one on Microsoft Windows Vista disk. It's literally what it says on the box. I'm looking at it right now. It says Windows Vista, and I'm like, why? But
why?
Pretty much. And I would buy an Xbox simply because I want the Master Chief Collection, which comes with Halos 1 through 4 or 5, I believe, whatever all the current Halos are. I would play the shit out of the Master Chief Collection. I heard they're updating it soon to make it 4K, but fixing a lot of other issues. So if I could, I would buy an Xbox One with the Master Chief Collection and any future Halo games, because I love Halo. I think Halo is a fun series. I've read a lot of the Halo books when I was in middle school, which is so random. It's another random fact. But yeah, I would totally... Also, Rare. Like, I still like... Rare as a company, well, I like their glory days as a company, but I want to buy the Rare collection, whatever that disc is that contains Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Conquer. I want to buy that. I play it on the Xbox. So there's like only a handful of games that I would play on Xbox, but of course they're exclusives, which is totally fine. I mean, in my honest opinion, I bought the PS4 because they had more exclusives, in my opinion, than the Xbox.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Overall, yes, I would buy an Xbox. Alyssa?
Personally, no. And it's very simple. There has not been a Xbox exclusive that has interested me.
That's fine.
That's really the reason.
Okay. And their final comment is Godspeed, Jeremy and Alyssa. Oh, thank you.
Godspeed, Anik.
Yes, Anik, thank you very much for your question submission. You can find and submit your questions if you go to Downtime.Live, click on contact. You can submit a question, a comment, a concern, hopefully no concerns, and we will read it on the podcast. And with that said, you can scroll down to the bottom left corner of our website, click on join our community. That will lead us to a link to join our Discord. Join our Discord. Chat with us, as I mentioned before, in real time. Ask us questions. There's a whole thread dedicated to podcast questions. Find us on Stitcher. Find us on iTunes. Find us on Google Play Music. You can find us on YouTube. And you can find us on Podbean, where we will always post our podcasts to these platforms. So listen to us there. Leave us a like, a comment. Leave us a review on iTunes so that we can read it out loud on the podcast. Anything else I forgot, Alyssa?
Oh, and then we are actually on another new platform. It's called Blueberry.
I've never heard of that, and this is also news to me.
Yes, and I think that it's a platform that is more associated with Android phones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it was news to me when I found out about the platform. But we're on there now.
Did you put us on there, or we were just put on there?
We were put on there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so.
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
Anything else you want to add before we close out today, Alyssa?
No. I guess I'll close out this podcast by saying, make sure your shit's not broken. and
I will,
Gamefly. We're friends, right? I don't know what kind of relationship this is right now.
I imagine you're holding Gamefly's hands. You're like, are we still friends?
Are we?
After all this?
Are we still cool? I don't know, Gamefly.
Oh boy. And all I have to say is that strawberry rhubarb was damn good.
Oh yeah.
I started with it and I finished it.
Yes.
It's all gone.
All right. You have just listened to the 67th episode of Downtime Podcast with Jeremy and Alyssa. Reconsider your Gamefly subscription, or you know what, hold out if you need to. I'm not promoting anything, but I hope that you have a wonderful day. Good night, everyone.
Have a good night. See you next time.